everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lorena. If you're new here, thank you for clicking on my video and welcome. Today, I want to talk about the concept of self-sabotaging. So basically, you might be the reason why your relationships aren't working. Before we get into this video, I want to remind you guys that there's a link in the description below where you can hop on a call with me. You can schedule it so it's the perfect time for you, and we can chat about your current relationships, your past relationships, or anything else that you think might need healing in order for you to progress in other relationships. So make sure to schedule that call, and I'll see you soon. All right, so self-sabotaging can be the reason why your relationships aren't working. You're playing a mind game with yourself, and you're not allowing yourself to have healthy, positive relationships, or you're not simply allowing yourself to receive positive and healthy relationships. So I'm going to talk to you guys about 4 main self-sabotaging ways you are not having or experiencing healthy relationships. The first one is creating unrealistic standards or expectations. So this basically means, and this can go for either a friendship or a more intimate relationship, you're creating expectations that are impossible to exceed or even impossible to meet. So you are either expecting this person to be, the best friend ever that gives, and gives, or the best boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever it is that just is always there for you and provides for you 24/7, and it's there every time you call them. Those are things, it's okay to want them, but they're sometimes unrealistic because everyone has their own life. And even at the beginning of a friendship or a relationship, you can't expect that person to be so given because you are still in the process of building a relationship. So don't set expectations that are too high or expectations that are just impossible to achieve or to get, because you will get frustrated the moment they are not met. The second way you might be self-sabotaging your relationships is by not respecting your boundaries. Boundaries are crucial for any relationship. This is something that whenever you meet someone, you need to start going through them and placing them so that there is mutual understanding of where is that line. So let's say you meet a friend and you are hitting it off, you're becoming really close friends, but you have boundaries. You don't want this person to be at your place all the time, or you don't want this person to maybe intrude past that friendship line. You don't want them to become either a friends with benefit or a loving partner. You just want them to stay friends. You gotta set those boundaries. You gotta let them know that this is the line. And this would also go for a relationship that's already meant to be a love relationship. You're already dating this person. You have to set boundaries such as saying no and what is my time, what is my space, because those boundaries really is what allows you to stay healthy and happy yourself, which is the most important relationship you're having, is always with yourself. And by setting those boundaries, you are protecting yourself, but also letting them know what are your expectations when it comes to those boundaries and where the line is. The third way you might be self-sabotaging is not listening to those red flags. Red flags are seen in both loving relationships and friendships. So red flags can be anything, really. Some red flags for me might not be red flags for you. They are universal red flags that everyone should be looking out for, like being toxic, being manipulative, being always angry, negative, just overall not being a good person. Those are common red flags. But for example, for me, a huge red flag is someone that just doesn't have drive or doesn't have a push. And maybe you're okay with someone like that. But for me, someone who doesn't have a north, someone who doesn't have any interest in being amazing and great and moving forward, then that's a red flag for me. So you got to be looking out for those red flags in friendships as well as in relationships. Like I said, having drive, having a north, having an interest to be the best version of yourself, it's something really important for me to look in a partner. So I knew RJ was that person and I found it in him. But it's also really important for me to have that in a friend, because if I'm gonna be spending a lot of time with this person, I want this person to have that energy of always wanting to do more and being great and becoming the best versions of themselves, and always growing and changing and evolving for the best. And then last but not least, the fourth way you could be self-sabotaging your relationship is by creating rules. The moment you start creating rules, you're turning this into a game. Games have rules. So you set rules for relationships, you're putting yourself in a game mindset. Boundaries are one thing. Rules are very different, because rules mean you can lose or you can win. So don't set rules. Set boundaries. Know where your limit is. Know when to say no. But don't set rules that will ultimately lead to failure. So these are 4 ways you could be self-sabotaging your relationship. It's a good time now to go grab a journal and write down, how do you think some of these are playing a role in your life? If some of these maybe don't ring a bell, try Googling, searching, what other ways are you self-sabotaging your relationships? It's sometimes very interesting to notice that maybe it is in you. And even though we don't want to accept that, sometimes it is you who is putting a block on yourself for not being able to meet new people. But with that said, make sure to give a thumbs up to this video, share it with a friend that you think might like it, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.